Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, which table best represents the following equation? Y equals 200 minus 8x. So what I'm looking for is a table, right, that basically matches my equation, right? And my equation is given to you on the bottom, which says y equals 200 minus 8x. So the first thing that we're going to do is I want to rewrite my equation, because even though it looks very similar to the slope-intercept form, the terms are going to swap, right? So the first thing I want to do is I want to rewrite it. And I'm going to give you the formula right here, the equation of a line, just in case that we don't know how it looks like. So that's the first thing I'm going to ask you to write. So I'm going to write down y equals mx plus b. Next, I'm going to rewrite the equation that is given to me, okay? But when I rewrite it, notice how x goes to the front, right? So I have 8x, which is actually a negative 8x, because that minus makes that 8x negative. So bring it with it, don't leave it behind. So I have negative 8x, and of course the y-intercept is 200, positive, so I write down plus 200. So let's identify my slope. It's going to be negative 8. My y-intercept is positive 200. Okay? So what I need to do now is I need to go to the tables and find out, number one, my slope, and then the y-intercept. So I'm going to start with the slope. Okay? And there is one equation that we can use for that. That says m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay? If you haven't memorized the formula, it's okay. It's on that reference materials, right? So what about if we go and write labels on my points? So I got points on the tables, right? And you can choose any 2 points. I'm going to choose the first 2. So 2 is going to be my x sub 1, and 184 will be my y sub 1. Is my first point. I'm writing the 1. 5 and 140 will be my second point. Therefore, the label will be x sub 2 and y sub 2. Okay? Now, I am going to replace those values on my formula. So, y sub 2 is 140 minus 184 over 5 minus 2. Let's finish up the problem. So 140 minus 184, it's negative 44 over 3, which is still not finished because I can simplify that, right? And when I simplify, I get negative 14.67. And notice how that's not the number that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a negative 8. So A cannot be my answer. Okay, let's go ahead and do B. Let's take care of answer choice B. So I am going to use the same formula for a slope. Okay, so you guys might want to write it down while I start writing the labels. Okay, so the first point is 2 and 184. So I will write down x of 1 and y sub 1. Second point, it's 5 and 160. So that will be x of 2 and y sub 2. Okay, now we're going to replace the values. So y sub 2 is 160 minus 184 over 5 minus 2. Let's subtract, and I get negative 24 over 3. Is that right? And if you simplify negative 24 over 3, I get negative 8. Do you see what happened here? I can see the magic number. I see that negative 8. Isn't that the negative 8 that I was looking for? It is, right? Okay. And of course, you guys can use calculators to double check the work. My advice is let's wait until the end And I'm so sure that if, depending on the calculator that you have, you can manipulate different things, right? But this is practice time. So it's okay if we do not use the calculator to the full extent, okay? So once I know what's my slope, then I'm going to focus on B. And what I want to do next is I need to find the y-intercept for that, okay? So to find the y-intercept, I need, number one, I need to choose a point. Is that right? Okay. And the point that I can choose can be any point from my table. Okay. And I have it right there. Second, I am going to use the slope that I just found on the following equation. So that's the second thing that I'm going to do. Okay. So we have both requirements right there. Okay. So you choose what point you want to use. Like I said, it's totally up to you. Okay. So I'm going to choose the point 2 and 184. And honestly, as a challenge, you guys can choose any other points from my B choice and just follow my steps and see if we get the same number or not. Because remember, it's supposed to be no matter what point you choose, we should all get the same answer. So my challenge to you is don't do the point that I'm doing. Choose your own point and see what you get, okay? So 2 is my X and 184 is my Y. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to replace those on my equation. So Y is 184. M, we found it earlier, it's -8. X is 2. And the B, I still do not have an answer. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to continue with my equation. -8 times 2 is -16 plus B. I need to leave B by itself, so I need to get rid of the -16. And the opposite of a -16 is a +16. So far, so good? All right. So the 16s are going to cancel because one is positive, the other one is negative, which leaves the B by itself. If we add 184 plus 16, we get 200. And I hope you say, bingo, miss, right? Because we found the number that I was looking for. We found the y-intercept of 200. And now I have both answers. So therefore, my answer should be letter B. Now, if you wish, you can go ahead and do C and D for the slope. But basically, I wanted for you to just practice one whole problem, finding the slope using the formula and finding the y-intercept using the slope-intercept formula. Okay?